In this video, we are going to be examining the Battlemechs, which range in weight from 20 to 35 tons during the Succession War era. This will be a brief overview of the purposes of these machines on the battlefield, and why they are important in any formation, despite the fact that their size and weapon capabilities may seem limited in comparison to their larger, more intimidating cousins. Woe betides anyone who ignores the light mech during the Succession War era, and the era these videos currently are meant to cover, or in later eras for that matter. Light mechs have a series of advantages and drawbacks. The main advantage of any light mech is their low weight to engine ratio. A light mech can receive an engine relatively small to their overall weight, which will provide an incredible amount of performance, and the lighter the mech, the better the ratio. For example, the Locust, which is a 20-ton battle mech, runs a standard LTV-160 engine. This engine weighs 6 tons. The Locust has the ability to run at full speed at 129.6 kilometers per hour. By contrast, and for example, the 60-ton Dragon has a VLR 300 standard engine. This engine weighs 19 tons, almost as much as the Locust itself, and the Dragon can run 86 kilometers per hour. This broadly runs across the range of mechs at these light ratings. Speed is their armor, and it can be used to force their opponents to have to make stupid rolls to land any reasonable chance to hit them. Speed is also a weapon, allowing light mechs to take advantageous positions, and allowing for them to hit enemies which are damaged, to focus fire on different directions, or to obtain positions outside of enemy fire, but within their own weapon ranges. They are dangerous vultures to wounded mechs, and they are dangerous predators to mechs with limited rear armor. But this design does have its deficiencies. If caught in the wrong place, or if a lucky round manages to hit one of these mechs, the results can be, in a word, disastrous. A single round from an AC-20 landing on many of these mechs can make them evaporate or take maiming levels of damage. The other drawback of light mechs during the Succession Wars is though they will have the advantage of speed, they do not have the advantage of firepower itself. Often they have limited weapon options, and those weapons skew towards comparatively low damage as compared to their larger cousins once again. This model of design is not wholly true to some extent, however. There are marked divergences from this, such as the Panther, a 35-ton light mech which moves only 64 kilometers per hour, but has relatively large amounts of armor as well as a particle projectile cannon. It has the role of a light mainline battle mech. Another example would be the ambush and city fighting designed mech, often memed, known as the urban mech. These designs are outliers compared to their lightweight counterparts. Overall, light mechs, though often underestimated, can be decisive on any battlefield if utilized correctly. To undervalue them or to ignore them is often to open oneself up to a potential crisis on the battlefield. It's noteworthy that during the Succession Wars, light mechs were relatively cheap to produce and could be built in some level of frequency, even in the inner sphere, as backwards and as broken as it was at the time, meaning that their appearance on the battlefield often put them in roles that may be outside of their designed purpose. Funnily enough as well, the Panther, which we mentioned before, is used in great numbers and is produced frequently by the Draconis Combine, creating value in using lightweight designs to fill gaps in mainline units that their opponents may be struggling to do themselves. Quantity has a quality all its own, it seems. Thank you for joining me here today. If you enjoyed this content, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. All the same, we'll see you in the comment section below.